Number one, Eucharistic Adoration. The most important sign of hope in America is a renewed interest in adoration, where Catholics come in contact with the Lord of history himself. The number of chapels offering exposition of the Blessed Sacrament has swelled to over 8,000, and more than 800 in the United States now offer perpetual adoration. So, we can take heart here at St. John Neumann. Christ is still the Lord of the universe, and we can be absolutely certain that sticking to his plan will win in the end. Number two, new Catholic colleges. The past 10 years have seen several new American Catholic colleges founded in the spirit of Ex Cordia Ecclesiae. Other older schools are renewing themselves according to what the Church asks. In America, just 20 years ago, very few Catholic colleges put fidelity to the magisterium at the center of their concerns. What will come from the graduates of today's magisterium-friendly schools? Far more. They will surprise us with what these young people can accomplish. Number three, young Catholics. The record-setting World Youth Day crowds have helped supply students for these new Catholic colleges, and these colleges have helped supply attendees for World Youth Day in a very symbiotic circle. The March for Life is literally filled with young Catholics in Washington, D.C. Young pro-lifers bring spirit and originality to the Right to Life movement. They are comfortable with the new mediums of video and viral internet messages. Number four, the ProLife Majority. The efforts of young people are working. Statistics have shown a years-long trend in the general public toward pro-life views. The slow and the steady rise of Right to Life support sharpened each year for the last 10 years. New data from the Pew Research Center shows that overall support for legal abortion is down 8%. Number five, a renaissance of religious life. The untold story of women's religious life is the association of nuns in the Council of Major Superiors of Women Religious. These include congregations such as the Missionaries of Charity, the Franciscan Sisters of the Eucharist, the Nashville Dominicans, the Sisters of Life, and the Dominican Sisters of Mary, Mother of the Eucharist. They still wear habits. Many of the houses of this association of religious sisters are experiencing a crisis of a very different kind. Not enough room for all the new postulants. Number six, Francis, Benedict XVI, and John Paul II priests. A few years ago, the Catholic University of America's Life Cycle Institute did a study of new priests, and they find very refreshing statistics. They compared new priests of the 1990s, 2000, and 2010, and they have found that many have responded because of World Youth Day. Many have responded because of the March for Life. And more new priests see Pope Francis, Pope Benedict XVI, and even Pope John Paul II as major influences in their lives. Number seven, the bishops' increased engagement. Many bishops set about clarifying the policy positions that make candidates impossible to support. This new attitude has shown us that we are voting more and more pro-life and more in line with the Catholic Church. Number eight, there's a renewal of the liturgy. Nearly every year since the Jubilee of 2000, we've seen major documents come from the Vatican on the Eucharist, seeking to renew the Mass and return it to its roots. We have a new Roman Missal. The Vatican is seeking to restore authenticity, awe, and reverence to the liturgy. The Mass is the source and summit of our Christian life, and we are moving more and more in that direction. Number nine, a new interest in Catholicism. If you go into any bookstore, you'll see titles that explore Catholicism sympathetically, but also in antagonism. But they continue to be top sellers. Church attendance swells in places where a concerted effort is made. A recent survey showed that the death of Christianity actually showed the death of mainline Protestantism. The percentages of evangelical Protestants and Catholics continue to grow. Number 10, the Sacrament of Reconciliation's comeback. Time magazine printed a story, A Comeback for Confession. Pope Francis has encouraged us in the coming months to increase confession. And in our own diocese, Bishop Malloy has designated a day of reconciliation, a day of coming back to confession. And to a great extent, Pope Benedict XVI said, the renewal of the Church in America depends on the renewal of the practice of penance. These indeed are 10 signs of hope.